So I was getting everybody all rigged up to catch some snapper. Logan said he was gonna throw his fly rod in there and have one hooked up before I got done. And check it out. On the 8-weight Sage, he is hooked up already. What do we got here? What kind of fly are you throwing there?
A little shrimpy.
Shrimp pattern? So we're not going to be able to, oh, you might have a yellowtail. If it's a keeper, we'll throw it in the box. That looks like it could be a keeper. Just keeping it live while Joel checks the rigs. First Florida fish on a fly rod. To the fork? Total length? Yeah, this one's good.
Keeper! Yeehaw!
Let's see, Logan.
All right, Logan's gonna get that one hooked to get it in the box. Of course, we got Logan today. You guys all know my dad, my mom, Jill. We got the whole crew out here today. Well, most of the crew. All the crew that's in Florida. So, welcome back to another episode of Sandbar Safaris. Started before I could even get the camera out. See you when we get another fish.
Hey, look up.
Sean, yeah, go over the top of it. I want to keep it back there. Ooh, that's a mangrove.
Yep.
That looks like a keeper mangrove. Let's have a look at it. Yeehaw. That looks like a keeper.
You're holding my rod, aren't you? 12.
Perfect. Put that in the box. We're gonna keep catching fish. Dad's fishing with a live crab. Had one good fish early, but nothing since. It's all right. Big bait, big fish, right, Dad? Ooh, look, Jill's got something on.
Again! Ah! Putter backer. Yeah,
A putter backer?
I said he.
Couldn't ask for a better day, though. Got Kelsey the sled dog with us today. She's enjoying some shade. What? Why not?
Because I probably don't do it right. But it works.
Problem is you don't have enough thumbs. Got some fish in the chum slick. Had 2 big bull sharks in it about 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
See if the fly fisherman's got another fish on.
Fishing in the nursery. Yep.
Still using that shrimp pattern, eh?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. He just was swimming at me for a while because it straight up just went limp. Limp line. Look at the bend in that rod though. It's like freaking sockeye. And this is about to be like a 10-inch fish. That might be another yellowtail.
Got wrapped up in a weed. It's gonna get heavier.
Get him out of there.
A weed or a fish?
Oh, there's a fish on there. But I did get the weed too.
I don't think it's a yellowtail.
No, we'd see the yellow.
I think it's one of the mystery fish from the other day.
Real nice and shiny.
Oh, weeds are off it now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a wee one. Look at that. Oops, I just let go of it. I just let go of it.
How pokey are these things?
They're not. Just the back fins.
Ooh, those bottom ones are.
Yeah. Hear it croaking?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, isn't that pretty? Did you find out what it was, Joe? I'd offered
Logan
hope that I'd be very
caught a bar jack on his fly rod.
Oh!
Look at the colors in that thing. It's so awesome. Back in the water she goes. Boom, see ya.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Still nothing on the live crab up here. Live crab, live pin shrimp, pinfish. Had one good hit early on, got rocked up. Nothing since. Well, that's it. Wind picked up. It's about 3:30. We got enough fish in the box. See you at the play table. So just cut behind the pec fin there. As always, follow spine down until I get to about here. Go all the way through. Trace that spine one more time. There we go. Flip it over. Follow the spine on this side. All the way through. Go ahead and peel this side off. Get through those pin bones. Boom. Just like so. Get through those pin bones. Just glide along that rib cage. Boom.
Done.
Done. Show you how we do a mangrove. Exactly the same way. Snapper is a snapper. Make sure we're on that spine nice and good. Oh yeah. Follow that spine down. It's not bad. There you have it. I'm gonna get these skinned and cleaned up, and then I'll see you in the kitchen. Welcome back to Sandbar Safaris. We are here in Key West. It has been a ton of work. by Jill and I getting moved down here, moving our whole household down here, getting set up to be back in Alaska for the summertime fishing season. But over the holidays, I had my mom and dad and my son Logan here. It was Logan's first time, my mom and dad's second time. We took him out, we caught a bunch of fish, we cooked up a whole bunch of mangrove snapper and yellowtail. And today, I'm gonna be showing you what you can do with leftover snapper. As you can see, we had blackened snapper. That snapper's just been cooked basically with just salt, pepper, and garlic, a little bit of olive oil in a skillet and seared it. But as always, I cooked way too much. So what do you do with the leftovers? Well, we're gonna use these ingredients here and we're gonna make something that is gonna be absolutely delicious. We're going to be using some leftover snapper that has been fried in olive oil and salt, pepper, and garlic. And we are going to create a spin on, it's not etouffee, it's kind of like shrimp and grits, obviously not with shrimp, but it's going to be a little mixture of everything. I think it's going to be delicious. We're going to start by cooking up some chunked up bacon in this skillet. We have 2 chopped up peppers, 1 yellow, 1 red. We have about 3/4 of 1 large sweet onion and 3 cloves of garlic. So let's get started, get cooking. Okay, we're gonna remove this bacon from the heat and we're gonna drain that fat. All right, you can see remove the bacon. There's just a little bit of that fat left in there. That's what we want for the onions. That's probably about the right amount of onions. I got a little left over. That's okay, I think that's the right amount. So we're going to cook these onions down. Now, most people wouldn't caramelize them necessarily for, say, shrimp or grits or etouffee. I like them caramelized. This is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a spin on both of those with our leftover mangrove snapper. So we're going to cook those down. They take the longest to cook. Once those get pretty well caramelized, we'll throw in the peppers, and just before the peppers are starting to get soft, we'll throw in that garlic just to get some good aromatics and flavor out of those, and then we'll go from there. We're getting there. We're only about halfway. Notice I didn't leave too much fat in the skillet, just enough to coat the onions and keep them from sticking. All right, we're getting there. That's looking good. Not quite there, but I think we're to the point where we can add our peppers, keep sauteing. By the time our peppers and garlic are done, onions will be just about perfect. All right, we cooked the peppers just enough to sort of soften them a bit and take the rawness out of them. Now we're gonna add our garlic. Man, that smells so good. I wish you guys at home could smell that right now. So it's been about 3 or 4 minutes with that garlic in there. We are going to add a little bit of flour. Just enough to kind of coat everything. It's maybe 2 tablespoons. Now we're going to stir that around. Get everything coated in flour. And we're going to let it cook long enough to sort of cook the rawness out of the flour. If it sticks to the bottom of the skillet, that's okay. At this point, we're just using the flour to soak up all that last little bit of fat that's on everything. Roll it around, let that flour brown a bit. Okay, we are getting there. Okay, now that all the flour stirred in good, it kind of looks all brown, we are going to add some heavy whipping cream. This is what makes our sauce. Turn that heat down just a tad. You can always add more. If I need it. We are going to cook this down to make our sauce. I use flour here. Normally if you're making shrimp and grits, you'd throw some grated Parmesan in here to kind of thicken this up. But we're going to cook this down until it gets thick, kind of like a gravy. And don't forget, we're going to add the bacon back in. Maybe need to add a little bit more heavy cream. Now all that flour that was stuck to the skillet gets deglazed. It's come off in our sauce, which is exactly what we want. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost there. I actually think we need a little bit more heavy cream. This was 1 pint. We've used probably 3/4 of it. So the reason I'm not using some kind of cheese in here to help thicken this up is I think it would be too much for the snapper. Our snapper is already cooked, and I think we can get all the thickness we need with a little bit of flour and the heavy cream. So that looks perfect. So now what we're going to do, remember we got our leftover snapper, and you're probably wondering how that comes into play. Well, here we go. We are going to just lay the snapper on top, and we're going to let that sauce simmer. Now remember, the snapper's already cooked, so we don't want to cook it. We just want to warm it up. So we're going to lay that in there like that. And we're just going to let that sauce, I'm actually going to turn the heat off, and I'm going to just let it rest there for a few minutes. While that's resting, we're going to throw the rice in the microwave. We got this rice here from our local market. Pretty good, pretty easy. Again, this is a leftover meal, right? So why not make it easy on ourselves? Look at how the fat on the fish is becoming liquid again. That's how you know it's warming up. So we need to let the sauce cool down because it's hotter in the sun. It'll burn your face off. We also need to warm up the fish. So I just turn the heat off, put the fish on, let it sit there. When the fish feels warm to the touch, we're getting close to ready to dish up, folks. This is going to be delicious. All right. I put our rice on a plate, served it out flat. Now we're just gonna come in like this. There we go. Second one. Well, make sure you keep a lot of that sauce on there. There's the second one. All right, let's see how it tastes. All right, first bites, here we go. It's really good. What do you think? Honest opinion, this isn't Hollywood or CNN.
It's a lot better than I expected.
What do you mean? I'm a good cook. This was so easy. Again, you'll notice I didn't put a lot of seasonings in the sauce. That's because we had salt, pepper, and garlic on the snapper already. So I think, I don't think there's anything I would add. Maybe if you're an Old Bay fan, you could put a touch of Old Bay in there and it would still be pretty good. So anyway, if you're like me and you always cook way too much, this is a great way, other than the typical, you can have leftover fish sandwich and that's fine, but this is a good way to have leftover fish. It might also be good with salmon. We'll have to try that when we get back to Alaska. But had a great day fishing. You know, on this particular show, whenever we get to a spot, I always rig up a rod and I give it to my dad first. And today, on this day, when we caught this fish, I got a rod rigged up, handed it to my dad. The next thing I was gonna do is turn the cameras on, but I gotta just say, there was a fish on that rod as I was handing him the rod. He fought it for a few minutes, it got rocked up, got stuck on something on bottom, don't know what it was, some kind of structure. We played with it for probably 20 minutes trying to get it unstuck. It come unstuck, and as soon as it come unstuck, it broke off. Probably got sharked because we saw two big old bull sharks not too long afterwards. But it was by far easily, it was the fish we were after. It was probably some kind of grouper, maybe a Goliath grouper, but it might have been a big mutton snapper too, I don't know. But didn't get it on video, so I had to tell the story because it's a good one. He's always the first one to hook up, first one with a rod in the water. She'll get a little jealous sometimes. But she knows how to rig up her own rod now, so we're getting there. But anyway, I need to learn. I wish I had it on camera. Next time I'm gonna set up the cameras first, and then we're gonna start fishing, just because it seems like that always happens that way. But anyway, I wanna thank you for watching the show, following the channel. This is a great thing to do with leftover fish. I know I'm gonna do it again, for sure. I'll probably cook it the exact same way. I don't know that there's much I would change, to be honest with you, just depending on how I season the fish. But yeah, super good. We'll see you on the next episode. And again, as always, please like, subscribe. It helps us a lot. And make sure that we can keep doing this for you. And we'll see you next week. Thanks.